Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense.
Because no is not a final answer. No means try again.
That's right, America. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And this is the lost art of common sense. And this week we'll be talking about election fallout. But before I get to all that, I want to make sure that everybody knows that a good friend of mine had a stroke, and we will be putting up her GoFundMe link in the what do you call it? Description of the show. So if you go to that, donate some money, they could use it for medical bills and just helping the family out. So please do go and donate some money. That'd be great. We do what we can to help our friends and our listeners, and whoever needs help, we will try to do our best to do it. Also, this show is brought to you always by our merch shop. So buy our shit. Make sure to buy our shit. We have cool shit. You people need to start buying our shit. So outside of that, I'd like to welcome our guest, Matt, into the show.
Hi,
Hey,
Matt.
Guys.
Matt is a regular commenter on the show, and he talks a lot of shit.
I do.
So it's always good to
He's
get
a snarky fact checker.
It's always nice to get one of our...
Just when you think Egyptians and Mayans were at the same time.
They were close enough, man.
It was Josh.
3,000 years.
But that's like a blink of the eye in the universe.
That is very true. That's true.
I'm just saying. It's close enough to where I don't think a lot of people came over from Egypt and be like, hey, you need to build these. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you won't believe what we just built way the fuck over there.
You should do the exact same thing over here, but then you guys can murder people on them.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has their own thing,
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice, not murder.
It's not murder if it's for a good cause.
Well, it's to help the crops. That's a good cause.
We didn't quite get enough rain this year. Sorry, Timmy. You're going.
Sorry, Timmy. We need that corn, or maize, as they probably called it.
Yes. Aren't you fancy?
I am. Get it, corn maize? Now I get it. How did I not know that before?
Everyone in this room is now dumber.
Holy shit. I never got that. I mean, it was a maize, and they called it maize. Holy shit. Well done, farmers. You did a good job.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Proud of you.
All right. Well, if you didn't know, the election was a couple weeks ago, and last week we had a guest as well, and we were going to talk about the election fallout.
We touched on it a little bit, but we skipped over the entire body of the show. Matt tuned in for last week's show. What did you think of that, Matt? What's your 2 cents on it?
I thought it was interesting. When you told me who was coming on, I was like, oh, it's going to be a shit show. But no, I think you guys did pretty well. He had pretty much polar opposite views of mostly everything. But you guys had a really good conversations and debates about stuff. So I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I credit the productivity of the conversation to him, because we're kind of reactionary to where if we had someone on that was just going batshit crazy, we probably would have made it worse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely would have. He was a good guy. I actually liked him as a person.
He was pretty funny too.
Yeah, so I mean, he was a good guy. I want to make sure that everybody knows. Tune in last week's episode where we've interviewed
Mr. Jones, self-proclaimed communist.
Yes. So it was an interesting show. It was the first time we actually did a show with a guest that we did not know. So it went way better than I thought it was going to. Josh did do an interview with Daramuth.
Daramuth, that is correct. Do not say Daramouth. He's been bringing that up at the beginning of every show that I've tuned in to since then about How people are dumb and they don't know the English language.
Yep. That's
Well,
Josh.
technically, that's a French name, so
Yeah, then they don't know the French language. Ugh, cares?
Yeah.
Cares. French is stupid.
that was a fun thing.
yeah.
We might be on a show again. He wants to have us both on, so
Yeah, we just gotta figure out a time we can do it. So
Alright.
well, like I said, we were going to do election fall last week, but we didn't. So we're going to do it this week with Matt. So you guys, what is your take on the election and why did it turn out the way it did?
If you're gonna run a successful show with multiple people, you have to call somebody out, Kevin.
Okay, Matt, let's go with you.
What was the question? No.
Uh,
I liked it. Obviously, that's where I voted for. So, I think people were just kind of tired of the last 4 years, what was going on, and how much more divided everybody's become. And a lot of stuff has gone downhill in the past 4 years than it was when Trump's first run there. So I think they just knew Kamala was basically more of the same of what was happening. Not much was really going to change. And she really didn't have much of a backbone for anything. So I think they knew that, at least what I felt was that Trump could actually get some stuff done. He's not going to take shit from pretty much anybody. He's going to do what he thinks is right. And yeah, he'll be able to get more stuff done than I think Kamala would.
Josh?
Yeah, I think. I think Kamala kind of gave away the fact, other than the fact that she was just blatantly, if you had your eyes open, were paying attention, she was a horrible candidate. But when she would when people would ask her a question like, "I want your opinion on this," and her answer was, "I'm going to follow the law." Well, when you're the president, you push programs or whatever the hell you call it. What's that called?
I don't know what the fuck you're trying
It's
to
a
say.
word like the Trump administration's wants to do their whatever. I can't think of it. But she's just, I'm going to follow the law. I'm not going to offer my 2 cents on that. So you're a follower, not a leader. Agenda.
Oh, yeah.
You want to push your agenda. So what do you want to do? And it's like, I'm just going to follow the law. So you're a follower. You're not a leader. I mean, I thought that was a giveaway for sure.
And she grew up in a middle-class family, and all of her neighbors cared about their lawns. And
and I'm not exactly sure what middle class she grew up in, considering both of her parents were Ivy League.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure professors have always made pretty good money.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be middle class in California, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, our house was only $700,000. We were basically trash.
Yeah, we were basically living in a slum.
And her neighbor mowed his own lawn instead of hiring out.
I mean, I agree with both of you.
One guy.
I think it turned out the way it did is people were just tired of the left's bullshit with them shoving down identity politics, trans fucking agendas. People just want normal shit. They want their gas to be cheap. They want to make more money. And I mean, they want to be able to pay for groceries. They don't give a shit about your 1619 project bullshit. They don't give a shit about your boys and playing in girls sports. They want that shit gone. They just want to go back to normal. And I think that's why Trump won. He brings normalcy. As abnormal as Trump is, he pushes normalcy better than most politicians. Because he's just real. I mean, he's just a normal dude.
Yeah, he's not trying to win. Well, he's trying to win people over, but he's not trying to just side with one people or one person. He's just trying to say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what normal people want. So here you go.
Yeah. I mean, when the stuff they were pushing, the left, is stuff that 80% of Americans, literally 80% of Americans, don't want trans people in their bathrooms for switch gender bathrooms or whatever. They don't want boys playing in their girls sports. They don't like identity politics. I mean, all this stuff is heavily pulled and favors they don't want it. And I don't know why the left keeps championing it. The left only had abortion, and that's it. That they could actually win on. And they still didn't really. I think they won 52 to 47 on middle-aged white women, who was their
Well, it's
biggest
because not everybody wants to go out there and
and kill babies. What? The Mayans did.
Well, yeah, but that was crop.
They did
Like I said,
on their pyramids that they got from Egypt.
If they only had pyramids and they put Planned Parenthood on it,
as long as there was a good reason.
yeah, that's true. Safe, legal, and rare, buddy.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and roll in that clip that I pulled off of TikTok with that person talking about trans bathrooms. I want to get your guys' take on it since you brought it up. So I'm going to go ahead and roll it in.
I dare you to try and stop me from going into a women's bathroom. It will be the last mistake you ever make.
Kevin Malone?
I dare you to try and stop a transgender woman in my presence from using the bathroom. It will be the last mistake you ever make. This is a call to action and a call to arms to everybody within the United States that are scared, worried, have children that are transgender, lesbian, bi, or gay. This is a call to action. You need to arm up.
Yes, good. You got it.
Plain and simple. Go out, buy a gun. Learn how to use it efficiently, through and through. Because the time to act is now. You need to protect yourself, and you need to protect your fellow transgender brothers and sisters and theys and thems. You need to protect the rest of us in the LGBT community, as I'm going to do myself. I do not fear Christians, I do not fear conservatives, I do not fear evangelicals, and I do not fear Republicans. They just talk a big game. That's all they do. But heaven forbid you do something in my presence. You're going to know what fear actually feels like.
I'm already scared.
Yeah, she's probably 6'2", 300-pound dude.
I swear, I thought that was Brian Baumgartner, Kevin from The Office.
That guy, yes,
I mean, possibly.
That's what I thought it was.
No, but seriously, like I don't think that you can say that shit on the internet.
No, you can't. People don't understand. Like, yes, you have the First Amendment, but you cannot promote violence. You can't call for violence. That is.
And it wasn't
illegal.
just like saying, "Hey, protect yourselves." He was pushing for violence.
Oh, did you see the one clip? There was a lady. She's like, "If I see a white male walking around, I'm gonna shoot you."
We played that last week. Apparently,
That was last week's. That's right.
Yeah,
it's fine.
And then there was another lady.
The
on
rake
TikTok,
lady.
She was talking about getting a hitman and sending him to Washington after the election.
Yeah, see, that shit gets you visited.
Yeah, you're gonna get visited.
Like,
you want the feds knocking on your door because that's how you get the feds knocking on your door.
yeah,
And technically, if somebody does go off and do something, they could track that back, and that person could be held liable.
Yeah.
So my high school political, I think it was political history teacher, he told a story that he actually got visited by Secret Service one year, or one time, because one of his students went off on a political thing and name dropped the teacher. So Secret Service was like calling him up and said, "Hey, I need to speak with you like immediately." And he was driving to the guy's house.
Oh shit.
And then the teacher thought it was just somebody pranking him or whatever, and then the guy showed up. He's like,
"Oh shit!"
Oh,
it's like, "Oh, you're real."
Yeah,
so, yeah.
It's just.
Well, and the funny thing is like I wouldn't push that because someone who's going to stop something like that might be a dad standing outside a bathroom at a store whose daughter's in the bathroom and doesn't want a dude walking in there.
Yeah,
and if you try to, I guarantee you, a dad who's looking out for his daughter is not going to be all talk. He's not going to shoot him or whatever, but that guy might shoot the dad.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's
no,
just-
it's pretend time and I'm going to the bathroom.
Like, I'm gonna stand up in that stall and like old lady like.
I got to pinch a loaf. Get out of my way. So, yeah, I just thought, the amount of ignorance coming out, and I don't ever really remember seeing many videos or TikTok, if any, of like right-leaning people blatantly threatening the other side.
No.
Other than like,
No.
if I catch you in a bathroom with my daughter, you might get your ass kicked or something.
Yeah.
But not mortal bodily harm.
I mean, I'm sure there's a few.
I'm sure they're out there.
I think the people on the right, for the most part, are a little bit smarter than knowing you can't just threaten their life. Like they might like come into that bathroom and see what the fuck happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like, you can come in here, you're probably not leaving, but
yeah, you're gonna go in, but you ain't coming out.
You know how Dahmer went down, right? Just saying.
Yeah. So talking about ignorant, the left is saying the election was stolen. At least some are. What do you think they're basing that on? Matt or Josh? I don't care which one.
Josh can go first.
Well, I would say it probably has to do with the fact that there's about 18 million votes missing from last year.
Yeah, it's about 8 million now. So
8 million votes missing from
no,
last
10
year.
million. Sorry, she's got 72 million. He had 76, which is pretty much on par with what he had last year. Maybe 4 million more, or 2 million more. So yeah, it's about 10 million. Sorry.
All right, so I'm gonna roll this graph in. Matt, you can still talk. You're just not in the picture. I just didn't change this one, but you're still part of it. We can
You're
hear
still here. You
talking.
didn't kick me out yet.
No, I got you dragged down to the bottom.
So Matt, which
Oh,
one?
thanks.
Which one
Thanks.
doesn't look like the other?
I don't know.
Like I just don't understand where those 18 million or those 10 million people went. Where could they have gone? If you were to say one election may be more fishy than the others, would it be A, B, C, or D going from left to right?
I'd say C.
Yeah.
I'd
I do
say-
kind of, I do find
See-
it moderately surprising that Trump actually got less votes.
Yeah.
Yet
Yeah.
he improved in other demographics.
Well, yeah.
Well, you see, when you cheat,
Well,
you can't just you got to make it look somewhat believable. Like they would have beat them 82 to 60 or 70 or whatever. That would have looked way more suspicious because mail-in voting, more people voted that way. Nope.
well,
There's a bunch of people that, got delivered, ballots, didn't fill them out, but somebody still took them in for them.
yeah, I just think it's funny how they're like, this was stolen. This was stolen. Why do you say that? It's like because of these fictitious missing ballots.
It's just funny how they're so ignorant. It's just
That's literally what they're saying though. Where'd all these, 10 million votes go? Or, it was 15, 18. Of course, California's, and how many of those votes
Still
in
counting.
California are
California's
technically
still
illegal?
counting.
I guarantee
they're-
you there's a few million votes in California I guarantee are illegal because they have zero voter ID and you can be charged with a crime if you're working a poll booth and you ask to see an ID.
Like they look like they'll tell you put that ID away because they can get in trouble.
Well, and then you have the videos of people coming in off out of vans and stuff, and they're not technically may or may not be American, and they're getting their names wrong when they're going. They're cutting in front of people that have been standing in line for hours, and they're putting down their votes, but then the people at the voting station are like, "That's not your name. You don't exist." They're like, "Oh, well, we'll go fix it later."
Yeah.
Fix what?
What? You should know your name.
Yeah.
If you know nothing else, it should be your name.
And they have translators and interpreters with them, so it's
So even if they are U.S. citizens, obviously they didn't properly assimilate.
which
is
I mean,
another
which a lot
problem
of
we have.
people
Can you
don't.
make a federal law to require IDs?
I would think you can. I think the federal government can.
For federal elections. I don't think you can do it for state elections.
Yeah, for federal elections, I think they could set a bar as in I would think, and I have
This
no
is the
idea what I'm
minimal you can
talking
do.
about, but like you have to require picture IDs, period, to vote. You need to have, and then like they can send benchmarks, I would think, to where you had to have an
Yeah,
ID to
because
vote in a federal election, and your results have to be in by midnight on election day.
you're right,
And then
because
it's up to the states to figure out how to do that.
they tried to do the SAFE Act where you required proof of citizenship.
Yeah, they better pass that.
I don't know, man. They only got it's 55, and we barely got a control of the House.
What Republican's not going to vote for that?
There's 4 of them. I guarantee the chick from Alaska, the person from Utah,
No, that's the senator.
Senator. Yeah,
Well, she's not going to be a senator after the next term.
yeah. They
They got rid of that parliamentary style election bullshit that they do in Alaska.
Then the person that probably went from for Romney instead of Rodney. He's about the same as Romney. I think there's somebody else from like Connecticut.
That's weird
that's
too, because Utah is pretty conservative, yet they keep
dishing out the worst senators.
Yeah, because that's where Harry Reid came from.
Yeah,
Mr. Aliens.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
But thanks to Harry Reid, that's how Trump was able to get so many judges in, because he changed the rules.
Yep.
Because it's weird because Democrats they move their plan forward lockstep, and they seem like really smart in pushing the country further and further toward the abyss, but they don't seem to look past the tip of their nose. It's like if they wanted, now that Trump won, guess who doesn't want to get rid of the filibuster? The Democrats.
Yeah, I mean, it was like that in 2014 with Obama. I mean, they wanted to pass all the shit because they could have swore that Hillary was going to win. Then all of a sudden, oh, no, hey, we want to keep the filibuster.
Yeah.
Every time they're in power, they want to kill it. Every time, they're not in power, obviously, they don't want to kill it. When Republicans are just like, hey, let's just keep it, period. Why are we trying to fuck with this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. It's stupid. They're stupid.
Matt, do you think this election was stolen?
No.
It stole my heart.
It stole my heart. Be still. No, I don't think it was stolen at all. I think, like I said before, people just didn't want more of the same. They were kind of tired of how everything was going, and they understood that it was kind of better. I mean, Trump was better than Kamala. So Kamala, she ran a really, honestly, a crappy campaign. So, and again, every time somebody asks you how you're going to do something and your answer is, I was born in a middle class family, that's not going to win you any points.
That is not. And I think Trump probably did the best this was a great, going to podcast, his they them commercial, where she's for they them, he's for you. That was a great commercial. Doing Theo Von, Joe Rogan, having JD Vance go do all his public speak, instead of Trump going to these CNN and MSNBC, JD Vance did those, and JD Vance is a well-spoken dude.
Yeah.
He is good at what he does, and he won because he was just common sense.
Well, he's very good at off the cuff. He's got witty fact based comebacks when he's debating people.
Yeah.
He destroyed walls, not only with his words, but with his facial expressions.
Yeah. Just looking at the camera like fucking the dude from The Office. Come on, America. You know better. This guy's.
I feel like I had a similar look on my face when Mr. Jones said, you can sit in a garage and pretend you're a car all you want, but that doesn't make you a car. I'm like, oh.
I busted out laughing. I was like, wait,
I know. I got something for this. But the one thing they also ran on was Trump is Hitler. Trump is a fascist. Trump is a Nazi sympathizer. These are things they said over and over. But when he won, all of a sudden Biden and Harris are welcoming a peaceful transfer of power. Morning Joe, whatever, Joe Scarborough and his mistress Mika or whatever. I mean, they went down, bent the knee in Mar-a-Lago. I mean, there's still the holdouts. I mean, the weirdos in the View, and some far
Like
left
Sonny?
people. Yeah,
Sonny
yeah,
from The View.
yeah. I mean, these people. I mean, there's always going to be the holdouts. Ellen DeGeneres leaving the country. I mean, there's people.
I think she's leaving the country for reasons other than Trump.
I think.
Well, who was it? Robert De Niro and Bruce Springsteen got in a van together, and we're leaving. Like, we're done. We're out.
Good.
Well, that would be super cool.
I was like, okay.
Who cares?
So you have to do another Irishman movie.
I don't want to watch another Irishman movie.
Another 4 hours. You don't want
4 hours of boring ass movie is what the fuck that was. You should have stopped at Goodfellas, even Meet the Fockers. I mean,
you gotta get a new Meet the Fockers in there. He was good in that.
Yeah. So I mean, after that, I mean, it was pretty much downhill once you hit a certain age. It's
Well, I mean, if you think about it though, and I forgot who said this, but like, and that's what they say about like while these all these people in Hollywood came out for Kamala and stuff is they think a lot of the people that are super famous and super successful in Hollywood are compromised in one way, shape, or form. But ultimately, there isn't a person in Hollywood who isn't replaceable with another good actor. Now, you could watch a movie and be like, oh, Tom Cruise or whoever, would have been good in this part. But there are millions of people who want to be actors. So it's not like, yeah, you might pull some extra people into a shitty movie with an A-list actor. But if you have the right actor for the right part, there's no one in Hollywood who's not replaceable.
Yeah.
So,
Even Tom Hanks.
Yeah. Just saying.
Even though I love Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is an actor. I love Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
he's a great actor.
Yeah.
He's also one of those guys whose career blew up, and I don't know. It'd just be interesting if there was some kind of like the Twitter files, but the Hollywood files, very dirty and inappropriate.
I'm sure.
Wasn't he supposed to be on the list?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The island list.
Yeah, I heard he was.
That's what I heard too.
See, I heard, I said this maybe 3-4 shows ago, that a lot of these people that were championing Kamala didn't really seem enthused about Kamala, but they might have something they might have something on them because of the Diddy.
Well, I think most of them were on the Diddy list too.
Yeah. Also, they were getting paid.
They were getting paid.
Yeah.
She ran out of money.
Like Beyonce got paid $10 million and she didn't sing.
Yeah, and they got booed off the stage.
Yeah, people were leaving. Like, people didn't go there to listen to Kamala. They wanted to hear a free Beyonce concert.
They want to get a concert, and then they're leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like that one Harris aide that was like, what in the hell were they doing spending $450,000 to put Harris's face on a globe in Vegas? Like, is that's going to get people to vote for you? Like, they were spending money on stupid shit.
Oh,
She
yeah.
did that? I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Yep.
She had her face on the big globe in Vegas. And apparently, if you want to slap her face on there, Matt, it will cost you $450,000.
I'll get right on that with my great salary.
Did you, what was it? So she was on that Call Me Daddy, whatever podcast. So instead of like going out there to her the studio, they just built the exact same studio for like $500,000 where Kamala was at the time. I mean, they spent their money on stupid shit. They spent like a $2 million on like some party in New York that had like Kamala themed like hors d'oeuvres and shit. It was weird. Like places, I mean, it was just like weirdly spending money. Like, I don't know whoever fucking ran it.
I'm sure there was a lot of people in there that were just, they could see the dumbassery on the wall and were just siphoning off.
Oh, yeah.
From that campaign.
I guarantee that there was some embezzling going on.
The funny thing is always people that are pissed off that she lost. And it's like, so what do I go back to these people and say? Like, they invested all this money and she lost. I'm like, so what you're saying is politicians are bought. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, everybody knows politicians are bought.
I was gonna
I'm just
say,
saying, they're just saying it out loud.
Yeah, basically. So speaking of Biden and shit, because he did welcome Trump, and he was like the happiest I've seen him since he like became president when Trump came in and they were talking together. He had a big old cheesy grin on his face. They're acting like they're best friends. And Jill went out with her red dress on to go vote. Do you think they voted for Trump, or do you think they voted for Kamala?
I think she did. Um,
I
he,
think
he might have.
I think he hates Kamala. I think he hates Obama.
I think they both did.
Yeah, I think Biden has hated Obama ever since Obama cut him out in 2016 and put his support behind Hillary. And then
Obama cut him out again.
Yeah.
And put Kamala in.
Now I don't. Yeah, so
Obama
be
runs the
surprised if he
Democrat
did.
Party. Him and Pelosi.
And he's just weird. And so that's another thing that goes back to the Hitler thing, because Biden's coming out saying, "Oh, he's a threat to democracy and he's Hitler and all this stuff," and then he just welcomes him into the Oval Office. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Did you see that video going around? It's an AI video of him saying, "Oh, this is hard," and Trump's like, "I know," and then it shows him going off on all these adventures.
Yeah.
And it's AI generated, but they're like skydiving, riding horses,
I think I've seen that.
fishing.
That's
It
pretty
sucked
good,
because
yeah.
I passed by and I couldn't find it again. I was going to pull it for the show, but I was like, for one thing, AI is freaky. But I was
Yeah.
like, there isn't a picture from that meeting where Biden doesn't have a shit-eating grin on his face.
Oh, I know.
He's just,
I think he's kind of, for the most part, checked out. After the election, he was just like, okay, I don't give a shit.
Well, other than sending
let's send some
Other than-
long-range
other than
missiles
that,
into Russia.
Other than that.
Yeah. I mean, there's some.
Well, then at that point, he was probably like, okay, let's see how much trouble I can cause, and then it's. Up to
I don't
Trump.
think he's doing it.
No, I think
I don't
that
think he's
dude's
done
been checked out
anything in
for a
3 years.
long time.
The dude's been a puppet president like the whole
That
time.
is true. That is true. I've always thought.
He might have done Afghanistan because that was such a debacle that,
Well, that's what was weird, because like everyone's like, accusing Kamala of like, so when they asked, do you think there's anything wrong? Anybody who was paying attention knew that there was something wrong with that dude in 2020. Like that, there's a reason why he ran from his basement. Like everybody knew it. He was mentally compromised, probably from dementia. It's a shitty disease. Even an asshole like him doesn't deserve to get it. But he had signs of cognitive decline in 2020, and all these dumbasses voted for him. And then everyone's like, "Oh my God, I don't think he can function correctly." Really?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The same thing with people that were surprised at Obama, like being far left. It's like, he's not doing anything that he didn't say he was going to do. Like, if you listen to, like, same thing with Biden, they thought, "Oh, I thought he was going to be the unifier in chief." And like, that's when you stop listening, because if you listen to everything he said, that's exactly what he did.
Yep.
All you have to do is listen. You might have to go to different sources. Every single one of these people say what they're going to do out loud. And all you got to do is piece it together and pay attention. So it's like, can you believe what's happening? Yeah, I can, because I paid attention. That's why I didn't vote for the dick.
Yeah, and it usually
saying.
sounds like this.
That's what's going on in his head, like all the time. That's why he's got that big smile on his face. It's kind of a peppy dude.
Yeah. Well, as long as he's happy, I guess. Sitting on the beach, shuffling through the sand.
There's a
How long do you think it's
video.
going to take to get the mothballs and Bactine smell out of the White House?
There was a video I saw. He was getting ready for a press conference, I think, and one of the media guys was like, "Oh, do you think they're gonna do? I can't remember. It was a ransom thing, or do you think you'll ever do that or give into that?" And he's like, "Do you think you're gonna get hit in the head with that boom mic behind your head?"
Yeah. Like, man, why are you so mean?
It's just like, holy shit. Okay.
Well, and apparently he's always been kind of an asshole, but when you're his entire political career, he's always said dumb shit. Now he just says like inaudible, like you can't even understand what he's saying anymore. But like he has he has gaffes all the way back into the 80s.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, when he was plagiarizing people.
Plagiarizing people, not smart enough to know you don't drop the hard R even though you're reading a statement in Congress. Just saying.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
And he said it with gusto. It's like, it's not my words.
Say he
You
doesn't
get
want
that
his
for the
kids
permanent
kids
congressional
going to
record? Great.
with black kids. 'Cause, you know, yeah.
He said so much dumb shit. So much racist shit. Like I said, everything that the left accuses the right of doing, they're a bunch of racists. There are a bunch of I mean, just look at how he ran. Look at how all Democrats run. People are like, Trump's going to be a dictator. Oh, you mean like locking people in their houses and forcing you to take an experimental drug if you want to have a job?
Right.
Like, you think he's going to do that? Silencing free speech, trying to take your rights for self-protection away. Yeah, that sounds pretty. Oh, wait, that's what the left does. I mean, a threat to democracy as we, and they said we should have had a primary. Y'all did have a primary. You didn't recognize any of the people primarying Biden. Then you got stuck with Biden. And then when you cut him out, then you just seated somebody. So really, who's the threat to democracy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
You said, hey, here's this.
Yeah, here you go. We'll just put in our own puppet. So, she's pretty dumb, but we can tell her what to say. Hopefully she doesn't have to speak off the, anywhere. Like, hopefully there's always a teleprompter, no matter what.
We literally dodged a 50 BMG with an incendiary tip by her not getting elected. Like, I don't think people have any idea how the size of the bullet that we fucking dodged.
Oh, I know.
Her not getting elected. Holy crap.
Like, that could have been a change. I mean, that could have been like a whole Mandela effect, like the world could have ended.
Is this real? It just would have been another Killer Clowns.
Yeah.
Bring them on at this point.
Yeah, this would have had to reset itself. Maybe it did.
Did you guys watch Civil War?
No. Did you? Was it any good?
I liked it.
I fell asleep.
I mean, I heard that some people didn't. I heard it was like an okay movie, but it wasn't what people were expecting. It did have good action scenes.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
The story was weird.
Yeah.
The action was really good. The acting for the most part was okay, but
I kind of wish it would have shown like a civil war, not just followed some reporters.
Kevin tried to watch it. He fell asleep.
Yeah. 3 times I fell asleep.
Sucking his thumb. Yeah, it was awkward.
Jesse Plemons was in it, and he's always good.
I don't even know if I got to that part.
Who's that? The guy with the red glasses? What kind of American are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy?
Yeah.
I just know him as the Nazi from River Cruise.
I don't know what movie that was.
With The Rock and Emily Blunt.
It
was a Disney movie.
I'd probably seen that movie like once. I don't remember him in it.
He was in Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is where he got his big thing. That and Friday Night Lights.
Hey, he shot a kid in Breaking Bad.
He was messed up in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
He was Todd. He was Todd.
Yeah,
in Breaking
Todd.
Bad.
Yeah.
He killed a bee, a honeybee in River Cruise. So he's a dick in everything he plays.
Yeah.
Kind of. Except for Friday Night Lights.
That movie.
Friday Night Lights, he was just dumb.
He's also that movie Game Night. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Date Night with
Game Night.
Game Night.
I thought you were talking about Date Night with the dude from The Office. That movie was hilarious.
That was good.
Yeah,
no, Game Night was pretty funny too. Yeah, he played the really creepy neighbor.
Yeah. He was a cop or something.
Sorry if I'm yelling. I don't.
No, you're fine. All right, well, let's get back to the questions real quick. What does everybody think of the left's reaction to the election? Do you think I thought they did better than I thought. There wasn't a riot. There wasn't shit.
Now, see, what you're doing is you're holding the left to the 2020 standard.
Yes.
As far as physical and violence on property and destruction, yes, they've done good so far because no one's paying them to fuck shit up.
Yet.
Mentally, though, we have people like this.
I took the morning to grieve. That's all the time we have. Now is your time to start making a plan. Women, I'm here to talk to you today. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to delete your period tracking app. I don't care what state you're in. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to follow creators like Jessica Valenti. She talks about abortion in her newsletter, Abortion Every Day. She is a godsend. I don't know how she does it. You're going to get the pill. You're going to get
Why would you get the pill and the implant?
Implant in your arm. You're going to get
you know
the
why? 'Cause they
IUD.
use
You're going to get
abortion for
your tubes
birth
tied.
control.
For your safety is to not get pregnant right now. I am not going to get pregnant right now, even though I would love to have a family one day. That dream just went out the window forever, unless I move to another country. If you and your male partner voted differently this election, if he voted for that man, you need to leave him. You need to leave him. I'm sorry.
Hopefully,
I'm sorry. You need to leave him. I know you love him. I know you love him. I know you think he's going to change. I know you think he just doesn't understand your problems. I know that you think he's more concerned about the economy. But especially if you're married to him, you are in danger right now. You are in a lot of danger. Speaking of marriage, I wouldn't get married right now.
I don't think you have to worry.
If you do, get a really, really strong
It only
prenup.
matters if you have something.
But I can't promise you that that's going to be honored. Be prepared so that you don't have to panic. I can't really speak on the experience of people of color, of people who are LGBTQ. You guys all need to be making your own plans as well. Everyone needs to be making a plan depending on which category you're in, because they're putting us in categories now.
I didn't come out. Hold on, you're back.
Now I am.
Hold on.
Oh, what is this?
I don't think that our beloved country, America, knows what it's in for with a fascistic society and dictator.
Yes, I know.
He looks like Carrot Top.
I'm not being hyperbolic.
Looks like Carrot Top.
I'm not being dramatic.
It's like Carrot Top and Kristen Wiig
have said this on tapes before, but I am shocked and crushed at how many people I personally know did not vote or felt like there was no difference between the candidates or just were too self-involved to learn anything about it.
Yeah, she looks like Carrot Top.
And that makes me sad.
Dude, he's.
Hey, I want to look like this dude.
He's swole though.
You know.
Yeah, I know, and it's very.
Just because I live in California and have a lot of protections other states don't, doesn't mean there will be a federal ban on abortion. And although I know that's sort of frightening me worrying about abortion, but just being a lifelong feminist, I worry about all of it.
Yeah.
And the fact that the boys should be just as worried, because if you're really living in sort of the Trumpian, Christo-fascist, mega church, I think Trump is stopping child trafficking, QAnon world, then if your son gets a girl pregnant and they're both 15, then you, of course, will force that they marry and keep having as many Duggars as possible.
Like, made in USA.
So it's going to be a Duggar America, everybody.
I thought she was.
They're not
remember how that one
your
ended?
reproductive rights.
Okay, you know what? We're going to keep fighting.
To leave America.
And, you know, Trump will crumble. I mean, he's
I like
he's not looking too healthy these days. And then President Vance will be terrifying and horrible.
He's a hillbilly
because he's as crazy as Trump,
drink the
but he's
moonshine
smart.
from the radiator. That's
So,
how you make it life. You don't drink radiator moonshine.
The way things are going in this country, could then get reelected. We could have President Vance for 8 years.
Or at least
which I kind of wish some of my friends had thought about yesterday that weren't voting. So now we're paying the price.
How do you still? I mean, just because
freedom
the person
isn't
you
free,
didn't want
and we've been
didn't
free.
win does not mean it's not a democracy.
And technically, we're still a democracy.
Like that's where
the inauguration is going to be a shit show.
I do hope he does do a better.
Remember how crazy his speech was last time?
I think he will.
American Carnage and all that stuff.
I hope he's like
George W. Bush famously said that was some weird shit. It's going to be weirder and scarier. But I just want to put this out there again.
If somebody's gay.
Gays, you may not be safe. So to be gay in America, much less trans, because they're obsessed with trans people.
Nobody cares.
To be LGBT in America is not going to be a safe thing anymore. So to be a woman in America will be even less safe than it already is. So take care of each other. Have plans.
Is that clown
Make sure you know how to gather
They're
support
clowns, man.
if you're afraid to
What do
walk
they
down the
call
street.
What the hell is
You
that
know,
called?
get more politically active.
Now, when sculpting or whatever.
Not sure what's
yeah.
going to happen in my lifetime, but the kids will figure it out. And
It is ma'am.
I know this will get me in trouble, but I really, really wish
It
Taylor
wouldn't have mattered.
Swift had done
Get
an
those
event
Swifties out.
with Vice President Harris
Yeah, because that would have made all the difference.
in Pennsylvania 2 months ago.
Apparently not powerful
Okay,
enough.
I just had to say
Well,
that because she is so
just so you
powerful,
know,
and it's
But
not
he
fair
doesn't
that the weight of the
play
world should be on a
Harris
pop
is
star's
lost.
shoulders.
Voting for Kamala?
I
poll
just
of
Taylor
Swift-
Swift.
Full
did
Swift
not
fans,
realize
actually, the majority
how
went towards
racist and
Donald Trump.
misogynistic
I was gonna say,
America
I
still
don't
is.
remember-
Lost on Taylor Swift.
So, we're in this together. Open-minded people that are
Nobody wants to
loving.
kill
We're not in
trans
it together
people.
with the
I
other
do
team
want
that wants
guns
to like
teachers
kill
should be
trans
armed.
people and have more guns in grade schools. Like,
There should
no.
be police officers.
But we like-minded folks just want a peaceful, healthy,
Not your
progressive
face,
country.
Jesus.
And we will keep doing what we have to do
Damn, Kevin.
to keep it alive,
Wow.
even though it
You're on
looks a
one
little
today.
dark today.
Oh, wait, one more.
All right.
Are we-
Love you guys.
Oh, here we go. Is
Oh, this one's bad.
this the Cry Fest?
You going to cry for the illegals?
Let's be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for
Oh
women,
my
for
Gardner.
children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go.
You had to go on national
healthcare,
television.
for our climate,
Okay, this is the guy that
science,
used to host the Man
for
Show.
journalism,
Yeah, David
for
Carolla
justice, for free speech. It was a terrible night for poor
And he
people,
wants
for
to
the middle
bash
class, for seniors who rely on Social
and-
Security, for our
You can tell
allies
the
in
people
Ukraine,
stood out.
for
Well, it
NATO,
turns out the only
for
man on the man
truth,
show is Adam Carolla.
and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who
What'd you
voted
say, Josh?
for him, too. You just don't realize it
Turns out
yet.
the only man on the man show is Adam Carolla.
I used
He's-
to love the Man Show.
Yeah, no shit. It was awesome.
I just like
didn't
the
he-
end.
But he just
Those
fucking
look
sold
different.
out, man.
He did. He
He sold out like you do in
Nobody
Hollywood.
watches all these late night shows that used to be huge grabbers for all, like, you know, people would jump back and forth between Letterman and Leno, you know, during commercial breaks. That's all gone. Every single one of those guys gets beat by Greg Gutfeld. And then nobody watches the rest of them.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It used to be they would go on, they would say a couple bits about, they may do a bit about whatever politic is going on right then, and then they would shut up the rest of the thing about it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, Leno was,
Say one or two things and then be like, okay, what else is happening?
well, and I don't know why, but I guess because he lives in California. I think Leno kind of let out that he voted for Kamala or that he didn't get the outcome he wanted. But he said, like, yeah, when I was doing the Late Show, you know, yeah, we'd make fun of everybody. So then I get, you know, hate mail from this person and hate mail from both sides. But, you know, we poke fun at everybody. And it's like, yeah, well, they don't do that anymore. It's just boom.
It's just whatever your company is, whoever your company is pushing, that's who you're gonna go for. And
Whoever's paying
Now
your check.
I do have one more left
All right.
video.
is it Sunny?
It's not Sunny.
No.
That was going to be the roll in, but then Gates
Gates dropped out.
which we'll talk about later. But yeah, this one's pretty bad and would freak me out if I had a kid in this school.
You're not done. Okay, I am. Take a seat. What's so wrong?
This is after the election.
Teachers are weird.
Yeah, there'll be a teacher singing the national anthem while trying to cut off her student's hair.
What?
Because she was so upset about the election.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess that had to do with like the B4 movement or some shit. I don't know.
There's also the guy that possibly killed his family and his boyfriend.
No, are you talking about the guy who killed his wife
Yeah.
and children? Well, they're saying they don't know for sure, like if that was the thing, but he was on tape, like doing a bunch of like anti-Trump rants, and then after the election, he murdered his wife and family, and yeah.
Yeah, so it gets a little crazy out there.
I had a few people on election night just start blowing up my phone. One guy I haven't talked to in probably a year, and he just started blowing up my phone because he figured I voted for Trump, and he was just going off about how the world's gonna end now and how I'm to blame. And I was like, yes, I voted for him, but I don't care. I don't deal with it.
You should to our show.
What's that?
Well,
send him a link to our show.
I should have. That'd be good.
What do people think?
This?
Like, but people like that though. When you look at how the world was under Trump and then how the world is now under Biden, how can anybody think that?
That's what I don't get. I mean, there's
we're literally on the precipice or whatever of World War III. Like, that's not being hyperbolic. We're like right there. Technically, you have two countries right now engaging against Ukraine.
How do you possibly look at the first 4 years of Trump and the 4 years of Biden and be like, oh, we were way worse under Trump? Like, we already know what he's done. Like I don't get it. Like, they're acting like he's brand new. Like, he's not. I mean, let's be real. The guy was in there for 4 effing years.
They were probably just watching reruns of The Apprentice and were like, oh, this guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
He's gonna fire you, get out of here, you're fired.
I mean, and not to bash Biden the whole time, because Trump has said some pretty stupid things in the past too, and I don't agree with everything he's done, but
nor do we.
I'd definitely rather be under that than Biden.
He is a prophet and he's speaking gospel, you heretic.
Shut the fuck up. Now, if he does anything dumb, we're gonna call him out on it here. I mean, we're not. I mean,
no, and I don't mean that.
We're not wrong.
Wrong.
No, we're not wrong. We're also not humble.
Well, I mean, the Lush reaction was one way, like it was, but the stock market and actually the world's reaction was totally different. I don't know if you guys saw, but stocks went up like it was a record day in stocks the next day.
Oh yeah.
Most world leaders are actually happy that Trump's back in office. You can see this with the kind of the rhetoric. Even Trudeau is now not allowing immigrants into goddamn Canada. I mean, what do you guys think of how the world's react, and how gas is all of a sudden dropped like 30 fucking cents?
What do you think, Matt? What do you think?
No, I think it's good. I was actually, before I got on, I was looking up, and I have this thing pulled up for the world leaders' reactions to Trump, and
like facial expressions.
Not facial, just messages and what they've said.
Every world leader on tape at the moment.
That would be fun. That would be interesting. Yeah, Hungary's prime minister said Trump had pulled off the biggest comeback in U.S. political history. It's an enormous win. Ukraine's guy was even happy about it.
Yeah,
no one... See, but that says something about Trump, though, because no one's going to come out. The funny thing is, there's these two British guys that were touring the United States, and they're big podcasters. But they were talking about something to do with one of their envoys. The United States was talking shit about Trump, and now that Trump's elected, he's like, "Oh, we can't wait to work with you. It's going to be wonderful. Come over for some tea and biscuits." And it's like, that guy should be fired. It's like, oh, Trump's Hitler. We're going to bring him back, but we'll stop him with our red coats. It worked so well the last time. But no, I mean, the reason why everyone's like acting all happy is because people are afraid of Trump, because Trump doesn't have to use missiles and soldiers and bombs and all that shit.
Peace through shrink.
He knows how to cripple people economically.
Yeah.
Like that's how he got most of the shit with immigration. And people of Venezuela, he never did go back to like, we used to give him a bunch of money. He's like, "Oh, you're not gonna do it? We'll cut the funding." And he did it, and then they changed their mind. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not giving you it back. You had your chance."
Yeah.
I mean, that's like everyone's talking about, who's going to tariff? It's going to be a 20% tax on everybody. Tariffs are a threat mechanism in order to get people to do what you want.
Do you know that Europe puts 100% tariff on all American-made vehicles?
Yeah. I mean, that's there's a chart. It's literally like who imports the most foreign shit? Us. Who exports the most, China. And then we're like complete opposites on both sides of that scale. So by tariffs, it just creates people. It's like, okay, we're going to tariff your shit if you don't start buying more stuff in the U.S., which spurs manufacturing. I don't know if the left's all upset because that might mean more people might have to get off their ass and work because you are going to have to make it harder to be poor.
Yeah, the motherfucking green hairs are going to have to get a job. So
well, yeah, if you have a booming economy and a growing job market, you have to make it to where people are like, I need to get a job because living off the government sucks.
Oh, even Jeff Bezos was happy that Trump fucking won.
Well, yeah, it's going to allow him to send more dick ships up into the upper atmosphere.
Hell yeah, dick ship!
Is there any way that we can make the boosters look more like balls?
Austin Powers.
Can you please round the?
I'm pretty sure that's where they pulled their inspiration from.
Dr. Evil's Secret Lair.
Yeah. I want a dick shit. It looks like a huge cock.
I'm gonna ask you guys this question real quick. Then I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Let you guys talk about it. What do you think Trump's first 100 days looks like? Let's start with Josh.
I think the first 100 days are going to be.
I'm gonna put this on mute.
Yeah, you should.
Especially if you're going to the bathroom, we don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, we don't want to hear that. Here, let's just go to you and me, Matt. Fuck Kevin. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's if he can get the cabinet he can get, I think he's gonna do quite a bit. As far as like I think these big flow of migrants coming up, I think those are breaking up. Obviously we've seen positive stuff with the migrants, but I mean, and here's it sucks, and I really want to get with this on both sides. He's obviously going to go in, strike out all of Biden's executive orders, and then have a big stack of his own to sign in. But I really think we need to get away from executive orders. I mean, he can do a lot with it, but then that's what makes the country so flip it and up and down every 4 years. Personally, that's what I think. What do you think he'll do? Do you think he's going to be able to calm the world down?
Oh, hell no.
As far as Israel and Russia and Ukraine and all that shit goes within the first 100 days?
Within the first 100 days, no. I think he's going to put a little bit of a dent in it. I think he'll help out a little bit because people like him. Putin likes him. Ukraine guy likes him. I think he'll be able to kind of sit down with some of them or at least talk to them and kind of calm that down. But no, it's not going to be within the first 100 days. And especially domestically, I mean, nothing's ever calm. People are just going to be divided no matter what. I think we just need to pull heads from asses and just live and love everybody.
That never works. It sounds like hippie shit.
I think he will
just let people be themselves, not
I think he's going to give the green light to Israel to take out Hamas. Do what you got to do. Get them out of there. Whatever you got to do. Obviously keep the civilian casualties to a minimum, but, we're not going to hinder you like the Biden administration has. I think Ukraine and Putin and Russia, I think they will sit down. I think there will be an actual meeting between the two parties within the first 100 days. Some kind of call, at least, some kind of sit down, something to get the ball rolling to where there can be an actual end date, an end goal, kind of an armistice, maybe, something like that.
Well, that's that economic thing I was talking about because Europe has already said they want to buy natural gas from the United States.
Yeah, instead of Russia.
That will cripple Russia's economy. And the funny thing is like, and I don't know, Putin's an asshole. He kills his opposition. But I don't know about Putin. I just know when the Soviet Union fell, what was it? Chekhov? What was the dude who was in charge when the Soviet Union fell?
Wasn't it Chekhov? No, not Chekhov.
The dude with the giant
Star Trek. Gorbachev.
He said like Russia wants to have a peaceful, like normalized relationship with the United States. And I think kind of the warmongers in this country and the neocons kind of black-eyed Russia to make them like the boogeyman.
Yeah, well, of course they did.
Because Russia lost a lot. Like the Soviet Union, the Soviet Union like advanced so many things and did so many advancements because they were pulling from all these countries. Russia alone, all they have is gas and oil. I mean, other than that, I mean, it's a frozen landscape. I mean, it's not the nicest country in the world.
No, they got oil and
power lifters,
vodka.
But we could, power lifters is totally not on steroids.
And steroids. They got steroids.
But they could, I think we could have normalized relations with Russia. I just think that they're marked right now and China as the boogeyman. Now, China is way more of a threat than Russia. Russia just is like trying to stay important. And I guarantee you, Putin literally does what he does for himself and for the Russian people. China, they literally have 100-year goal of China being the dominant world power.
Oh, like, you know what they're going to make in 100 years.
Well, they won't. They're coming up on a huge population collapse, which is why they're forcing women to have kids. But, you know, you want to talk about reproductive rights.
Yeah.
We're going to breed you and you're going to like it.
I mean, I literally think the economies will want to start to improve.
There's no money in peace, Kevin. Not for
there can be
industrial military.
Have you ever seen Lord of War?
Yeah. Yeah, Lord of War. We just let him go for a lesbian.
Maybe you mean the guy that we traded for the basketball player?
Yeah. Or
WNBA player.
I was talking about the movie, but that guy's too.
That's who it's based off of.
Who's the movie's based on?
That's who it was?
Oh. Yeah. Yes. That was the guy it was based off of.
I'm gonna go away now.
So you learned something today. So you guys
did.
Yeah. Wow. We traded a
we traded Nicolas Cage from that movie for a WNBA player.
I would settle in. Trade Nick Cage for WNBA player, but
I wouldn't trade. Nick Cage is a national trade.
That's what I'm saying. I would trade. What you did there. Yeah, I would trade her. I would trade her to get the Nick Cage. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would trade the Lord of War for Nick Cage. Ever since the unbearable weight of like something talent came out. Oh,
massive talent. Yeah,
massive talent. Yeah. That guy's great. He makes way too many movies because he bought way too much shit. But that movie was hilarious.
Victor Bout?
Victor something.
Yeah.
That's who the movie was based on, though.
A Russian arms dealer? Okay.
Yep.
Well, all right. Well, that's all I had for the main topic. I don't know if you looked over the notes or you even thought about this, Matt, but we go to winners and losers after this.
That's right, but I got to make a quick change, so hold on a second.
Okay.
All right, winners and losers of the week, baby.
In my book, you're a winner too. I think you're a loser.
Matt, do you have a winner and loser of the week?
I don't. Sorry.
What the
All right, well, we can react.
America.
Josh, as always, we start with the we start with the sad. So, who's your loser?
Based on our opening video, I went with the AOC's voters because the funny thing is there was a bunch of split votes and where there was a bunch of people who voted for Trump, but then voted for AOC. You need to realize that she is a representative. So as dumb as she comes off, that's what we think of you because she's representing you. So you might want to think before you vote. Because she's an idiot. So I assume everyone that lives in her district that votes for her is an idiot.
Yep.
Just saying.
All right. Well, my loser is, well, the whole world. We're on the brink of World War III because our current leader, who there should be a pause on, like, I feel like after the election, there just should be a dead period where the government just shuts down because our president is now deciding to let Ukraine do whatever the fuck they want. And, it's just pissing off Russia. And, they're as close as they're have ever been to launching a nuclear fucking weapon.
Well, technically, what Biden did, I think, could be considered impeachable because I don't think he literally involved the United States in a war against Russia because Putin's not lying. We have to set the coordinates for those missiles. So we attacked Russia.
Yeah.
And you're not.
You can't attack a foreign nation like that, especially unprovoked.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying the world, because January 20th cannot get here fast enough. Well, let's get on the bright side. Josh, who's your winner?
Nancy Mace for no dicks in the women's bathroom in Congress. Even though technically every congressperson has their own bathroom, which means there are a shit ton of bathrooms in that building. I think every office has its own private bathroom.
It does.
But every communal bathroom, if it's a woman's bathroom, she is staunchly against where the hell was that person elected? I don't even know who the person that
Delaware
or
Connecticut
is not going to be able to go to the bathroom in there. Huge Biden supporter.
Yes,
too.
good. You got it.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that in the happenings, but yeah, that's why she.
Yeah, I agree with that. And shit, my winner is it was Matt Gaetz, but we are not.
He's still a winner.
Yeah, he's still a winner. He's a winner because he made The View read off a legal notice, saying that you need to stop slandering me, or I will sue the shit out of ABC.
That was hilarious when she read that off.
Yeah.
It's like you stone-faced and just read
it. Do you still have that clip or did you delete it?
Let me see. I think I might have deleted it. Nope, I got it. Let me roll in.
I think what we really need to think about is the position that he has been nominated for by this president elect. To be the Attorney General means that you're responsible for the Department of Justice. And the Department of Justice is one of the largest law enforcement agencies in the world. And it's very serious business. I mean, you have the Civil Rights Division, Antitrust Division, the Criminal Division, U.S. Attorney's offices, the FBI. And within the Department of Justice, you have the Sex Crimes Unit, which is what I was a part of, child sex crimes and child trafficking. How could you nominate someone with allegations of child trafficking trafficking across state lines and having sex with a 17-year-old? My understanding further on in the interview, they discussed the fact that once he finds out that she's 17, he stops having sex with her. Well, statutory sex doesn't require you to know what age the person is. It only requires the age. And so if these things
So wait
are
a minute.
true...
So if you're having sex with an underage girl,
yes,
she tells you she's 18,
yes,
and you have it anyway, you're
yes,
still liable.
Yes, you
Yeah, okay.
are.
She's actually still only 17.
Just to clarify.
Yeah. And so I'm deeply disturbed.
Sonny, you have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism, that DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
We'll be right back.
Be right back.
She had to do another one too. I think it was yesterday or the day before, something like that. I can't remember who it was about, but yeah, she had to read another one off because she said something stupid.
Well, I mean, it's going to keep happening now.
Yeah.
I mean,
that show's going to get axed. What is that? Because they're separating a bunch of shit. Like, everybody sees the writing on the wall. That's why MSNBC is getting split off from everything.
You know that Elon Musk is considering buying MSNBC.
Did you know that Rachel Maddow unfortunately had to take a $5 million a year pay cut?
Oh, poor her.
Do you know how much she makes?
Do you know that she could just like walk into Mark Cuban's office and people would think she's Mark Cuban, so she could be billionaire?
Well, do you know how much she makes?
No.
She was making $30 million a year.
$30 million?
Now she only makes $25 million.
She's going to get fired once Elon Musk makes.
Do you know how much? Do you know how often she works? Like, you see her shit all the time, but you know how often her show is on?
No.
Once a week.
Once a week? That's like us getting paid $30 million to do this shit. And we do it for more than an hour.
I know.
Hey, you need me to guest star more often? I'll take part of that.
I'm just saying, if we get $30 million or 20, I'll take $20 million a year. Okay. I'll take 5 less than her. And I guarantee you we're more informative, truthful, and entertaining than her. I'll go ahead and take another $5 million cut, and then we'll just split it out. And then we'll pay Matt to be a producer.
What I hear, it was Ben Shapiro. And today, and he was like, it's called the Michael Moore effect, where every liberal turns into Michael Moore once they get older, because they all got the Mark Cuban, Rachel Maddow, Rosie O'Donnell. They all turn into Michael Moore once they get so old. They got the same.
I'm stepping out. You guys continue. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, it was my other winner was going to be what do you call it? The Elon Musk for,
I was surprised. I was kind of surprised there. Yeah, I didn't.
Both him and Vivek for getting the Doge thing going too, or the Department of, they're basically going to be cutting out a bunch of fucking government inefficiencies and shit.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty awesome because our government is way too bloated. I mean, I think there's what I see. I can't be 30 million. Maybe it is 3 million. Maybe 3 million jobs the government provides. It's like one of the largest workforces in America. The federal government should not be one of the largest workforces in America. I just don't get it. Like, how did we allow this to happen? This is not what the founding fathers wanted. They wanted the states to have the most power, basically, and the federal government just basically oversee to where the states are united, through certain laws and shit like that, but not to be controlled. Yeah. It's not the way things were supposed to be run. And I don't know. If you had to pick a winner, is there anybody that comes to mind?
For winner of the week?
Or just since the election, other than Donald Trump? America. I like it. I do like it. America did win. Because I don't know what kind of road we'd be down if Kamala had won.
Yeah, I don't. If she would have won, I'm afraid to see what would happen. I mean,
I don't know if shows like this would be allowed.
That's exactly what Kamala supporters are saying right now. It's like, oh, I can't believe this. This is going to be crazy.
If we were bigger, I would think we would probably be cited as misinformation type of, whatever.
Truth.
Did you know the pyramids were built by aliens, Josh?
Yes, I did.
I think they were built by aliens in Egypt, and then they went over to the Mayans. And
I'm just saying that makes sense though. So the aliens taught the Egyptians how to build the pyramids. Then they went home, right? But I mean, it's a pretty far travel. Then they came back and they're like, look at these people over here. They didn't know about pyramids and shit. Yeah. So they taught them
a little different.
It took a 3,000-year round trip.
Well, that is true.
Makes sense.
I'm just saying.
That's a pretty good theory. It's my alien.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Nope. I'm pretty sure I'm right. So.
Oh, and by the way, I am not saying that we will take $20 million apiece. We will take a $20 million a year budget.
I will take a fucking $20,000 a year budget.
You know what? We'll take a $10 million a year budget for this show to replace Rachel Maddow.
Why couldn't we
MSNBC? Send this show to MSNBC. Let's get them on the horn.
So the Rock's new movie had a budget of $250 million. That red one,
the Santa Claus one,
yeah, it's gonna bomb. I mean, I think it's gotten pretty good reviews, but there's no way they're gonna get that.
Make $250 million.
Yeah,
people don't even like Christmas. They think it's there's.
Well, I think most of it's on the cast.
Did that come out last weekend?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, because this weekend was Wicked and the new Gladiator movie.
I think Wicked's going to bomb because of the actors.
Oh, no.
No, Wicked's going to be huge.
No, Wicked is going to probably be bigger than Gladiator.
I guarantee it will be.
Yeah. I mean, I saw that on Broadway in Chicago.
Yeah, it's not
15 years ago, and it was great. And there's going to be so many people that are going to see it in theaters. I'll just say it. I'm going to see it in theaters. I don't care.
Opening weekend, $32 million, and the estimated budget was $350 million
for a red one.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is definitely going to bomb. I bet you it makes $70 million by the time it's out of the theaters.
Which is weird because it's The Rock and Captain
That's
America.
a 2-part movie.
Huh?
What?
Are you doing Red 2?
No, Wicked.
I think they
Wicked
did
Part 1.
Yeah.
Well, I think they know what's going to be
in reviews. I just don't get why the actress she got all pissed off about them changing the movie poster or some shit.
Well, no, it's an AI poster. Like somebody just did it on the internet. She got mad.
Yeah, a fan did it, and they're like, "Oh, you're just trying to take it out because I'm black." I'm like, "No, this is what the poster."
Technically,
looks like
she's
Broadway.
green.
Yeah, I mean,
fuck them greenies.
Green
is it a musical?
Come on, it's a musical.
I'm not watching it.
Whatever. Sarah's gonna make you watch it.
I was gonna say you're gonna watch it at some point.
Sarah and I got up and left a movie theater when we went to see Into the Woods because we were lied to by all the trailers and didn't realize that it was a musical. And I said, if they sing one more fucking song, we're leaving.
No, Into the Woods was a musical.
Nope. And when that song came on,
he didn't know Wicked was a musical.
That's true.
It's the biggest Broadway show ever.
But
you didn't know it was
one of my favorite shows was Gallivant, which is 100% a musical TV show, but it was making fun of musicals.
Jesus. You're like a conundrum.
You had to prepare yourself for a musical. So if you know you're seeing it, then it's fine.
Well, I guarantee that.
Matt, you can't go back to any of those trailers and tell me that from the trailers alone, you would know that was a musical.
I don't know what Into the Woods is.
I didn't even need to see a trailer. I knew it was a musical.
Was it a horror movie or?
See, this is that snarky fact checker thing that we were talking about.
Was it a Disney movie?
Yeah.
Kind of. It was a fairy tale.
I want to know.
Johnny Depp was the big bad wolf.
Donald Duck was?
What?
Johnny Depp.
I said Donald Duck.
Johnny Depp, Donald Duck.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
I thought you said Donald Duck for some reason. I don't know. So,
what a big beak you have.
Does Johnny Depp sing?
Yeah.
I didn't know he sang.
Yeah, he sang in haven't you ever seen Sweeney Todd? See, and I like that movie
that you should
because
watch.
I knew it was a musical.
Also, I knew it was a musical, and I don't really watch musical. So,
no, the Sweeney Todd was great. I like Sweeney.
I like Sweeney Todd.
I just saw the rendition they did on The Office.
No, Sweeney Todd was a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah, that
musical about mass murder.
All right, well,
I started doing that at my high school. They had, after I graduated and stuff, I saw that they were doing Sweeney Todd at my high school. I was like, can they do that?
Yeah,
I think
that's a little violent for high school.
I don't know.
I wouldn't mind seeing if like the Emerald Little Theater down here does it. They
No,
did
they
a
do
Christmas
it,
Story musical and it was great.
Yeah. Adults doing it, that's fine. But high school doing
kids,
Sweeney
that's
Todd, it's weird.
Yeah. Well, and I liked I actually like going to plays. I love live performance stuff. So if I know I'm going to see it, cool. But if I'm going to see a movie and I don't know it's a musical and I haven't mentally prepped myself for it, then I'm like, you know what? Stupid, I'm leaving. Oh, Gallivant's coming out? I'm watching the shit out of that.
Now you know that Wicked is a musical.
Yes.
Still not going to watch
Ariana Grande as one of the leads. It's a musical.
I don't like Ariana Grande.
She's actually funny.
I don't
I
like
can't
music.
stand her half the time, but
I actually feel bad for her because she's been in a lot of Disney or Nickelodeon shows that were horrendously inappropriate.
That's
it was part of that that documentary that came out about Nickelodeon and how they're horrible.
Yeah,
they're bad.
Yeah,
them and Disney.
Pretty much any studio
a lot of innuendo
makes their money off of children has got a lot of messed up shit going on because it turns out they attract pedophiles. Yeah,
weird.
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, when a bunch of kids are around, that pedophiles would also gather around there.
It's so weird.
Yeah,
I am going to go see that Gladiator movie tomorrow. I'm interested to see how it is.
I'm kind of interested to see if that's any good. To be honest with you. Because I'm not sure how you make a sequel to Gladiator, but
Russell Crowe wasn't in it.
It kind of looked good.
So basically, it's about that kid that
I came back from the dead, fat.
That
There's
was
a lot
gonna
of
be-
cheese in Valhalla.
They were gonna.
Do
They were
that.
talking about that years ago.
Like
They
he was
came
going
up-
to be a god or something, or the god sent him back or something.
Yeah,
He
they
is a
were.
god.
He owed the god of something. He owed him a favor or whatever, so he's going to go back to Rome and kill a bunch of people. And then Russell Crowe's like, "Yeah, I ain't doing that shit."
That's too dumb. Russell Crowe can't do it now, anyways. He's like, I don't know, like
Fat?
280 pounds. Or
He already played.
I
the
can call
fat
people
god
fat
in
'cause I'm-
Thor: Blood and Thunder. So
He's not in gladiator shape. Let's say that.
no, he's in more like roly poly shape.
Look, fat.
He was actually. I saw an interview with him the other day, and everybody asked him about this movie, and he said, I should call them up and get paid for as many questions that I've been asked about a movie I'm not even in."
Yeah,
Right?
I would agree with that. Probably deserves it.
All right, well, that was our winners and losers for the week.
Let's roll into Trump Truth.
Trump Truth.
Say is what I say.
And this week's Trump Truth is the Democrats are trying to stack the courts with radical left judges on their way out the door. Republican senators need to show up and hold the line. No more judges confirmed before Inauguration Day. And that was our Trump Truth.
What I say is what I say.
And he's right. I mean, you need to stop these far left judges. The judges, obviously, he has a pretty big opinion on this. Being a far left judge, is trying to send him to jail.
Yeah. Well, and like the one in New York, like not letting it go.
Yeah.
He's literally, it's like the judge on the OJ case. Like that guy was a joke.
Yeah. Judge Ito? Or
Yeah.
Otto, or
He literally just kept dragging shit on just so he could be on the camera.
dude, that trial took like 3 years, it seemed like. And I was in high school and we watched it like every so often. I think it went the whole school year.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was rooting for OJ just because he made me laugh at Naked Gun.
Oh yeah.
That was the whole.
Those were great.
See, and that's why
When he
young
fell down
people
the
are
stadium chairs
stupid.
when he went down in his wheelchair. Oh man.
Yeah, or when he tried to walk into the bar with a giant afro and he couldn't fit it through the doorway.
Yeah. See? Yeah,
That's why young people are stupid. That was the whole reason. Like, he couldn't have done it. He's funny. That was literally my entire thought process. But then you go back and look at all the evidence as an adult. It's like, yeah, he totally did it.
He did it.
He wrote a book, If I Did It.
I'm not saying I did it, but if I would have,
It's just one page. I
Yeah,
did
how
it.
I would have done it. The same way I did, except for not get caught.
Well, he could have wrote a book and said that because you can't get him on double jeopardy because he was literally found innocent. And then he lost the civil suit. So he literally could have just came out and said, yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing they could have done about it.
Nope.
Let's roll into happenings of the week, Kevin.
Happenings of the week.
What's happening? What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening? What is happening?
Happening, Kevin.
Let's go with Trump appointments. Obviously the big one was Matt Gaetz dropping out and Pam Bondi being replaced with for Matt Gaetz. She was the former Attorney General for Florida when they
Let's just go ahead and point out the obvious. She was the original choice.
She was the original choice, I believe.
She was the one who was going to be
so
the AG.
Tell them your theory.
My theory is that since Matt Gaetz has been a staunch Trump supporter, even though he's annoying, the reason why he was given that appointment because it allowed him it gave him an excuse to resign from Congress, and then as soon as it all went through, it stopped the ethics board from releasing the report, which is probably going to be leaked anyway. But it doesn't matter because now he's stepping out of public life. It was an exit ramp for Matt Gaetz. He was never, I guarantee you, he was never meant to be the AG.
I heard that Matt Gaetz stepped down because he wasn't going to get confirmed because there was 4 Republican senators who were staunchly against Matt Gaetz, and he couldn't have got confirmed without.
I personally think it was a stupid pick, and I think that's why my theory holds water.
Okay, well, Matt, I don't know if you know who Pam Bondi is.
I was just looking her up.
Yeah, so basically,
I have no idea who she is.
like all the COVID stuff in Florida, and she was a big proponent of like the no trans people in bathrooms and stuff like that in Florida. Doing a lot, like every law they created in Florida, she basically found a way to make it work. You know, all the I guess common sense laws that the left fights. She made it work in Florida by finding ways to make it work.
Okay.
So
hold on a second, Kevin. Just so everybody knows who we're talking about, we're gonna do something. You can keep talking though. This is Pam Bondi. She's been on Fox News a lot.
Yeah, she's also
as soon as yeah.
She's also what?
A smoke show.
Smoke show. Yeah. That's why she was the original.
Yeah. Trump loves a very attractive woman in power.
Yes. She's pretty smart though. Like they have her on for legal analysis all the time on Fox.
Like even the left is like, she is super competent. Like she's really good
at the left's afraid of her.
Yeah. They're like, that's what the problem is. She's really good at her job.
Which is funny because one of the things that didn't help her out was Lindsey Graham's glowing endorsement of her. It's like, okay, what's wrong with her?
Yeah, something's wrong with her because,
that dude's got to know he's going to be primaried.
Everybody knows that Lindsey Graham's looking at Pete Hegseth more intently than he's looking at Pam Bondi.
I mean, I'm just saying, when I think of Lindsey Graham.
Gay. Yes, you got it.
I'm just saying. Just come out and say you're gay.
Like you're a lifelong bachelor, huh? Weird.
It's just he's a warmonger. Like his major donors are like Lockheed Martin and shit. And when he ran for president, he was like, "Yep, how would you deal with the Middle East?" We just bomb the shit out of him.
For president.
Yeah, he ran for president. Like every question, he's like, "So how would you handle foreign affairs?" Just bomb the shit out of him. Yep, just bomb the shit out of him.
Yeah, he's a war hawk.
So, yeah, that was weird. Like his endorsement was weird, which is another reason why I think the whole Matt Gaetz thing was smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, could be. And it could just be like, hey, I think it might have helped the rest of his like political appointments. Like,
let's just go ahead and say that holds slightly more water than our killer clowns theory.
I don't know.
Slightly.
1988 theory.
That's right. Probably missed that episode, didn't you, Matt?
Yeah. I think I did. Sorry.
All right. We tried to talk about this last week, but it was like an hour, like 2.5. What do you think of Robert F. Kennedy as our, what is it? Department of Health?
Where the hell is that in the show notes? Okay.
Last week. Trump appointments.
Oh, what do you think, Matt? I think it's good.
About Kennedy, I think it's okay.
He is a weird dude, though. Apparently,
he is really weird, and he wanted Aaron Rodgers to be his running mate when he was running. So I thought that was very weird. But
I think it's a good pick if he's held within his box.
Yeah, I think if you kind of box him in, control him a little bit. Like, I think a lot of the food additive stuff, like, I think going to more natural and stuff like that, I think that's good for America.
Yeah, like, was it like red dye number 5 or something, or 40 or whatever?
Not having
made from industrial sludge.
Maybe like babies and toddlers shouldn't have 72 vaccines when more of their blood is probably vaccine than fucking blood.
Well, and he's not saying he's going to ban any vaccine, but like he does seem to be on point when it comes to health, getting rid of toxic chemicals. We have more forever particles in our food and all this shit now. We're the most unhealthy country on the planet next to ones that are just in pure destitute. So, I mean, he's not wrong. I don't know why anybody would be like, oh, yeah, I don't want to eat cleaner. Like, the only beef he has with McDonald's is they use seed oil, and he wants them to go back to beef tallow.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's time, and then we do have health problems in this country. Like,
oh, yeah, we do.
And I'm with
I am.
I think he was talking about banning. This will seriously tank the mainstream media, but they're talking about banning drug companies from advertising on television,
which is a good thing.
We're only one of 2 countries in the world that allows that.
Yeah, us in what, New Zealand?
Something like that. But it's like, yeah.
What?
Huh?
And us and New Zealand are the only 2 countries, I think, that allow drug companies to actually have commercials on TV. Like, most people are like, most European countries, like when they visit us, they're like, why are there so many pharmaceutical commercials on TV?
Yeah, it's literally 2 countries in the entire world that allows it.
Because they don't make sense. Like, your doctor, you're not picking the drug you get. You can try to ask your doctor about it, I guess, but I mean, for the most part, your doctor's going to prescribe.
No, they're getting paid too.
They're also getting paid. But I mean, I'm just saying, but most people don't be like, nah, I'm going to go with, Xylophen or whatever, I mean, it just seems weird, but mostly the drug companies do it to where, because they can control the media and, what other corporation can be sued as much as drug companies for the evil shit they've done and still be able to like put their shit on commercial? Like, it's just like cigarettes.
Weapons.
I mean,
gun manufacturers.
Gun manufacturers can't go on commercials.
Gun manufacturers can't advertise.
Yeah, neither can smokers, like cigarette companies anymore.
When have you ever seen a Glock commercial?
Yeah. I mean, pharmaceutical companies are the only company
the dumbest thing that Remington ever did was settle on that fucking lawsuit.
Yeah,
that was stupid.
Exactly.
Next time some asshole fucking, if I ever have somebody run into my car, I'm suing the manufacturer of the car that hit me.
Yeah.
You built the car. It's your fault.
Exactly.
First behind the wheel.
If you spend enough time in a garage, you can be a car.
That is true. But not according to the self-proclaimed communist.
Sorry.
One other appointment, Pete Hegseth.
Yeah, I think Pete Hegseth, he's an anchor on Fox and Friends in the morning on the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course, they already hit him with a sexual rape allegation, so.
Well, I mean, it was settled.
I mean, is he like the typical playboy, cheats on literally every person he's with? Yes. He literally cheated on his 3rd wife that he got knocked up while married to somebody else.
Yeah, but I mean,
he served in the armed forces, didn't he?
Yes, he's got 2 Bronze Stars. He was a major in the Army.
Okay.
I think he was in Afghanistan and Iraq. He's been.
I was going to say, I thought I knew he was a vet. But.
Yeah, I mean, his qualifications are fine. Whenever they talk about him on like MSNBC, they just call him the Fox Weekend news anchor.
Yeah,
like he's never done anything in the armed forces.
Well, and he actually required him to stand down.
He actually wrote a book about how bad, the armed forces is right now because all these DEI, generals and, white rage is the main problem in the armed forces right now.
This
What are
is
you
Pete
sharing?
Hegseth.
Yeah.
You never seen him before, Matt?
No, I've seen him before. I know who he is now.
But yeah, he's a dumbass when it comes to women, but yeah, like the ladies, like, so the story behind the whole,
He's got racist tattoos too.
Yeah, which are Christian.
Yeah. The
It's
Jerusalem
a Christian tattoo.
Yeah, the
which
Jerusalem cross. Yeah.
Let's bring up that this isn't the best picture of him, but whatever. But no, like, so the accusation was this lady said that he took her back to his room and wouldn't let him leave and all this shit. And basically, so the fucked up thing is her husband and kids were at the same hotel, and she was like at his room from like 10 o'clock or something. The funny thing is the only reason why that's the tattoo.
Yeah.
That she walked him back to his room is because he was drunk and a lot of people were like trying to get his I don't know. He was talking to two other girls, so she supposedly took him back to his room, and then she left at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's like, no, you went in there, you slept with them, and then you had to go back to your room at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to go back to the room where your husband and children were sleeping. And then like 4 days later, it's like, I don't know what happened. I think you might have raped me. So I seriously doubt that that's what happened. I mean, is he a playboy? Do what?
Were they hanging out with Conor McGregor? He's got charged for rape.
Yeah.
But like he's a playboy. He's an idiot. He can't keep it in his pants. And he was drunk. Like they had him on camera. Like he was drinking beers. He got drunk. But she walked him to his room. There wasn't like he dragged her back there or, she was showing any signs of being compromised. And it's just, whatever. Right? Can he get past it? Probably. But if here's the thing though, too, on the negative side, if you're in like TV and shit like that, because he paid her to keep it silent.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're on
TV, she basically blackmailed him into cutting.
It happens all the time
to keeping it silent. It's like, okay, here's an idea: keep it in your pants because you have money. You're on TV. People are going to try to take advantage of you.
All right, well, let's get through the rest of these because we're going to be on 2 hours here in about 20 minutes. Ukraine, we talked about this earlier, is now allowed to use long-range missiles into Russia. I think we kind of covered that. Do you want to talk anything more about it?
No, it's just stupid. We shouldn't have done it.
Yeah. The Science America, which is one of the prestigious science magazines in the world, the chief editor, who happened to be a woman, resigns after calling she's from Indiana, and she pretty much called everybody who voted for Trump in Indiana racist, misogynist.
Rachel Zegler?
No. The woman the chief executive, chief editor of Science America.
Oh.
She had to resign because of this. And, you're in a scientific magazine. You're supposed to be pretty much, I mean, we all know it's not, but I mean, you're supposed to be biased. I mean, you're not supposed to have political views. At least portray that way. But so if you're the chief editor, I mean, it's going to look like you're, obviously have biased views. If you call everybody from Indiana a racist and a misogynist because you didn't vote for Kamala Harris. What you doing there, Josh?
I'm showing America her picture. Is this her?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, America, top editor at Scientific American quits after fuming hate Trump rage.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Let's be, I mean, I get it.
You can join The View now.
Well, yeah, she could.
Yeah, she's already got the black jacket on. So
Black jacket, dark heart.
yeah.
Fit right in with Sonny and Whoopi.
One other thing I want to get to was Lake and Riley's killer was found guilty on all charges. This is a young woman that should not have been killed at all, if not for Biden and Harris's disastrous border policies. So
Did you see some dumbass wrote a report saying that there is no way this person was going to get a fair trial because of all the attention drawn to it?
Who's defending this guy? There was literally like a tape of her like crying and sobbing.
Overwhelming evidence that he did.
Yes.
Like
Who's
the
defending
defense
him?
was trying to argue against the DNA evidence that was found underneath her nails.
He obviously did it. I mean,
Here's what I don't get either. If you're an illegal immigrant and you're found guilty of a crime like that, there shouldn't be life in prison.
No,
You
it
should
should
be
just
just
be
dragged out the backside of the fucking courthouse, shot, and then thrown back over the border.
Yep. This is what happens.
Because the guy had a rap sheet, and because of all these,
He had like a child predator thing in New York.
yeah, because of all these like, fuck, what the hell's that dude's name?
Which one?
The bad billionaire.
Which one?
George Soros.
George Soros DAs, like nobody ever prosecuted him or held him in jail or in these like sanctuary cities and shit.
Exactly. And that's why I'm glad. Oh, Tom Homan. I want to talk a little bit about him being the border czar, because that dude is going to be awesome.
OG gangster.
Yeah.
How do you deport people without breaking up the family? How you just deport
There
the
you
whole
can go.
family?
You just deport the whole family.
Put them all in the truck.
Huh. I mean, the guy's a gangster. I like that guy. We talked about Nancy Mace. And the pushback from the trans congressman from using the women's room. And why is this a thing? I mean, it should be basic knowledge that a dude should not go in a women's room. I don't care who they think they are, what they think they are, what GoBot they think they are. They should not go into a restroom, to a woman's restroom. I'm just saying.
Did you see AOC go off on some media about that?
Oh, yeah. She said that, women of all kinds should not be persecuted.
Well, then she was talking about little kids visiting shouldn't have to drop their trout in front of an inspector.
Yeah, it just
Like, how many
I
kids
saw that. It's like no one's asking a kid to drop trowel.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's just
come
fucking
on. They
stupid.
always go to the extreme. When you know you're losing an argument is when you go to the extreme.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie though, I came across this and I thought it was funny.
What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a model. Wow, like runway model? OnlyFans model. Damn, are you expensive?
The Matrix is a system, Neo.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
That system is full of degenerates. When you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of the woke system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to pick up a biology textbook. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on their pronouns that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the dude in the red dress? A dude? Look again. Who is it?
That wasn't a woman?
No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you might marry one of them.
What are they?
Transformers. They can move in and out of any gender, regardless of their chromosomes. That means that anyone coming out of the female bathroom is potentially a ladyboy. Inside the Matrix, they can identify as anything, but in reality, it's just delusion.
Transformers. They can move in and out of genders at will.
I mean, I'm just saying.
That's funny.
That's just pure fucking comedy gold, man.
Well, here's the thing, though, because Megyn Kelly, she quoted some doctor, and if I was more professional, I'd have his name and have resources and sources and all that shit, but I don't, so look it up yourself. But some doctor came out and said like 91%, which I don't know about the percentage, is probably a pretty big majority of dudes that identify as women have some fetish that I have no idea how to pronounce it, but basically they get off as dressing up as women.
That makes sense.
And like the other like remaining percent are just
Hello,
gay.
Bob syndrome.
Maybe
Only he is skin. Never mind. That's not dressing up.
no, there's some. It's a fetish where like males get off by dressing up and presenting themselves as women. And this guy says like 91% of all transgender, I don't know how you pronounce it, men or women, but dudes pretending to be girls have that, and then the rest of them are basically gay.
Yeah,
and just like, and you know, instead of accepting the fact that they're gay, like, well, I'm gay, so I should have been a woman. It's like, or you're just gay.
Yeah, and that's why gay people don't like trans people anyway. They make gay people look bad.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think that's why you're going to have a lot of vicious, like, attacks or lashing out over it because people are like tired of fucking hearing about it. Obviously, if you were born a man or a woman and you think you're the other sex, you have what the hell is it called? Gender dysmorphia or something like that.
Yeah, it's like 0.02% of the population.
Yeah, of actual people that have a condition to where they can't live without like switching genders or whatever. But they and the same thing with the women, like women that like think they're boys are clusters. So it's
like a
social contagion.
Yep.
So it's like that's why I think it's, you know, if you want to do whatever you want to do when you're an adult, cool. Giving the reason why there's such a big ass pushback on this and why I had a big to do with the last election is because they're targeting kids. Kids should not be taking hormone blockers. Kids should not be cutting off healthy body tissue. You know, wait till they get through puberty, their brain and hormones settle in, and then if you still want to do all that shit, then hey, have at it.
Yep. I'm as libertarian as possible after you're an adult.
That's what Sane America is saying.
That's it. Just get away from the fucking kids.
So yeah, I would, and that's just it. Like when you hear studies like that, like I said, I don't know how accurate it is or what the guy's basing the studies on, but I wouldn't feel comfortable if I was a woman with a dude in the, you know, woman's bathroom. And it's hilarious how the left used to be the champions of women.
I don't know.
Now they're all about dudes.
With some left state that a 13-year-old like girls like volleyball team or something, they had a change with a 51-year-old man because he described himself as a teenage girl. That's how he identified.
I think I heard that. Yeah,
it's just sick. No, what it is, a 51-year-old fucking weirdo pedophile that wanted to fucking look at little girls.
Yeah, and the adults that allowed that to happen should be prosecuted.
The parents that had fucking kids on that team should be prosecuted.
Yeah, that allowed that to happen. The dude. Yeah, the dude's sick. He's a pedophile.
He definitely.
He should be put in prison. But the people that allow
whatever child porn fucking statute there is should be fucking put on the parents.
Yeah. So,
speaking of this, speaking of far left fucking places, an Oregon teacher was allowed to teach students while being investigated for sexually abusing students. So he is allowed to teach while he's being investigated for sexually abusing students. To where he abused another teacher or another student while this investigation was happening.
I think the teacher unions need to be busted up.
Absolutely.
That's the only reason why that. Do what?
Well, speaking of schools, what do you guys think of Linda McMahon as the new education secretary?
I'm fine with this. She's already part of the when Trump's first. She was part of the transition team in the first administration. I mean, I know she's Vince McMahon's fucking ex-wife or whatever, but
so wait,
actually,
he made her the head
Department of
the
Education.
department that he's going to get rid of?
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's going to try to get rid of. You can't get rid of
I
it.
thought
You
that's
can't get
good.
rid of a department without 60% of Senate approval.
Is that true though?
Yep.
That's not an executive. You can
No, you
I don't
can't.
know.
No, you cannot destroy a department without.
They need to get rid of the
You
Department
can
of
gut it.
Education.
They're
You
sending,
can gut it
they're
to where
sending
it's like
everything back to
nothing.
the states. Yeah.
You can gut it to where it's basically nothing. You can gut fund. I mean, the House does the funding, so but you can pretty much gut the whole thing.
Like the
just can't-
lefties that were making the argument for getting rid of the fucking Department of Education was literally making the excuse or literally making the case for getting rid of them. They're like, yeah, you guys want to get rid of the Department of Education, laugh out loud. We got high schoolers that can't read and college kids, blah, blah. And everyone's like, yeah, that's why we need to get rid of the
Because
Department
we
of
were
Education.
first in the world in education. Then the Department of Education came in 1979, and we are now like 23rd, 29th.
Yeah, it's like we have an alarming number of people who graduate high school who cannot. It used to be if you graduated high school, you could pretty well make it through life.
Yep.
You know, you're not going to be a doctor, you're not going to be a lawyer, but you knew how to. I mean, basic shit.
Yep.
You knew how to be an adult, and now people are graduating. You don't know how to fucking read.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I don't know.
All right, well, let's go to our last segment. White slur of the week.
Whoop!
What's a honky?
And I'm running out of white slurs. We both are. It's getting hard after like 90 episodes of this. But this week's white slur of the week is lobster. When white people get too much sun and burn, they resemble a lobster. So lobster, that's our white slur of the week.
What's a honky?
Yeah, after a year and a half of doing that, I don't think anybody gives a shit about the white sword.
All right, man.
Which was kind of the point.
I want to thank you for being on the show. It was awesome. You're welcome anytime. So whenever you want to do it again, let us know. Other than that, I'm done. So I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And you are?
I'm Matt.
All right. And this was the lost art of common sense.
Common sense.
Common sense.
Common sense.
Keep that vinyl rolling.
And remember, don't be boring. Be a buyer. We'll see you next week, everybody.
All right. Thank you, everybody.